Hey, hey, Miss Key. Hey, Brian. Oh, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Happy Wednesday. This is Wellness Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's staying cool. I got me some lime water over here. It is hot, y'all. Ooh, woo. And hello, July. We're in a new month, everybody. We're in a new month. The first day of July. And summer is here. Woo. Summer is here. How's everybody doing on this beautiful, hot Wednesday? I'm doing okay. It's just been a lot going on. I want to, hey, you done made it back, girl. Did you have some fun? You done came back off your trip. Did you have fun? Happy Wednesday, One Crafty, Miss Key, Bryant. And thanks again, Brian, for being a member for 7 months. I do appreciate all my members. And if anybody want to be a part of my membership, just hit the join button. You'll be a Georgia Trooper. I'll share you out, share your content, let everybody know who you are. You know, you're part of my YouTube family, and I'll make sure that everybody know you part of this channel. So I'm doing okay. It's just been a lot been going on in my hometown. I mean, oh my God. It was a tragedy today in my hometown. They found two 17-year-old boys killed. Somebody had to shot them. So prayers go out to my community. Prayers go out to those families, those boys' parents. And, oh, it's sad, y'all. They need to put those guns down. Put the guns down and pick up those Bibles. It's sad. Gun violence needs to come to an end. I still don't know what all happened. I just know that I saw the polices, and they say the polices and GBIs was running through town today. Whew, I tell you, they don't know who shot the two boys. Nobody really speaking or saying anything. But somebody know what happened to those boys. So prayers going out to those families. Oh, you had a blast. Consumer Mexico doesn't girl. I know you got some videos. I can't wait to see some but today is Wellness Wednesday. If you've been following me, you know that I share wellness over here, awareness, different things when it comes down to our mind, body, and soul. This is a new month, guys. We're in the month of July. 4th of July is coming up. Do y'all have any plans? One thing, remember to stay hydrated, stay cool. I'm not sure what we're going to do. My husband's about he want to put some on the grill, so probably going to do that. But today I want to share about emotional eater. Did anybody in the chat know what an emotional eater is? Does anybody in the chat know what an emotional eater is? And if you're an emotional eater, I think we all have emotions. Sometimes we'll grab a cake or something sweet, something to try to something to try to calm our nerves and emotions. But it's what it called is emotional eater. I know I done been there. I'm getting better with it. But I was gonna share what is emotional eater. And if anybody has experienced or either experienced those type of emotions where you just only thing you want to do is go grab a whole bucket of ice cream. Oh, you hear? Look, you go and grab a whole bucket of ice cream, eat all that ice cream, and then what happens? I know I blow up. But it happens. I'm one too, and I'm getting a little better at it. But I'm gonna share today what is emotional eater, and anything that I share today is for educational entertainment purposes only. And if you've been following me, we've been doing the motivation word of the day. We've been sharing that all week. We're on the third day. You can catch Miss Key video, Frank, uh, Parika, Sassy, and myself will share a motivation word of the day. Next week, we'll be doing a meatless dish. I think that's how it's supposed to be a meatless dish for 5 days. You can prepare a dish, but can't have no meat in it, guys. So you're going to have to go without meat on one of your dishes for 5 days. Hey, Terry, how you doing? That'll be next week challenge. You been doing all right, Terry? Today, I want to share about emotional eater. So I'm going to ask you one, Crafty. What do you go to when you just have one of those days? The ones in the chat. If you're an emotional eater, or you just one of those that go and grab you a bucket of ice cream or grab something to try to make your day better. You know, you might go grab you some chocolate, or you might grab something sweet. Most of the time, people grab some junk food. So how many of y'all in the chat, what are some of the things that y'all go to when you're feeling down and blue and going through those emotions? Name some of the things in the chat that y'all tip on. Might tip on some chips. But most of the time, people go to sweets like cakes and cookies and chocolate. Oh, so you know what emotional eater is? I'm definitely one. I done got a little better than what I was. You know, sometimes when I can't control things, I be emotional eating when I'm writing. All you do, explain that to me. I mean, what do you be mostly feeling? Do you be feeling down, or you just, and what do you go grab when you feeling like that? I know I'd be like, I go and get me some. Lately, I've been trying to get like mixed nuts and things like that. You know, I've been trying to go and grab something healthy. But sometimes that just don't work. Oh, chocolate, girl, no. Chips, yeah. When I grab stuff like that, it shows. And of course, I've been still doing my cardio, guys. I lost 5 pounds last week. I just started keeping up with my weight loss. Now, I wasn't doing it at first because I'd be up and down, up and down, up and down. So I've been recording what I've been losing. I said by the end of the year, I probably reveal what I done lost. But I did lose 5 pounds last week. You know, that's come from changing up on some of the things. I've been trying this week, but it been hard. But basically, I'm moving a little better. But, you know, my joints then got a little flexible. You know, that knee ain't got no better. That back ain't got no better. But I'm managing. And so as long as I'm doing something right, I feel good about where I'm at. So one crafter said she grabbed chocolate, turtles, and chips. Whew. I go get cookies and cookies. What else I grab? Sometimes, okay, Miss what Terry say. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to read it. Get it down, get it down. I'm gonna get it off here. Then I'm gonna get into giving y'all some information. If anybody want to come on the panel and explain how they feel when they be feeling like they, in other words, when you let your emotions get the best of you and you turn to food for to cope with it. I can't see it on my computer. I'm trying to take it back down so I can see it. I'm gonna go to my phone and look. I need to go get the other phone out the car. Cookies. Hold on, man. Try to get to my phone right now. Cookies. Okay. Trying to get to my phone right now. Hey, Cookies. How are you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Thank you, Brian, for sending me some. What is that? Hey, you sent me some kind of sticker. Good to see you. We're talking about. What is that? Hey, you sent me some kind of sticker. Good to see you. We're talking about emotional eater today, and I was asking the question about. I think we all go through emotions. You know, we're not perfect. We all have those up and down days, and I know sometimes I let my emotions. I have in the past, but I'm working better at it now. I have let my emotions get the best of me, and sometimes I just turn to snacking on stuff that I don't need to be snacking on. But that's one thing I learned: food, alcohol, anything like that does not solve the problems. You know, and I had to break myself from doing a lot of late night snacking. I still do it, but I grab something like healthy wise, you know. So Terry said, sometimes I feel mad at myself for thinking I have something and finding out I didn't have it. Recently, I was updating my Google keyboard personal dictionary with YouTube channels I regularly subscribe to. Okay. Thank you, Brian, and thank you also for being a member for 7 months. So, anybody else is the emotional eater? Do y'all know what an emotional eater is? I got to put my disclaimer out here. Over here, I share a lot of things from wellness to awareness to positivity. I do meal preps. I'm all about keeping myself uplifted along with others. I do current news. I do challenges, life challenges, testimonials. I'm all about trying to focus on my own personal health. And if I can help someone along the way, they'll let me know that I'm doing something right. I like to share awareness and different things that are going on because this is reality. There's a lot of people do turn to food to cope with their problems, but I had to come to relaxation that it won't solve anything. The only thing it was doing to me is putting pounds on me, and I had to really let go and let God. Because some things just be out of our control, y'all. We can say this, we can say that, we can beat ourselves up about certain things, but if it's something that you can't control, you just can't control. You have to give it to God. So this is what I'll be talking about today, but I want to make sure I put my disclaimer in the chat. I think I got a new person in the chat, somebody named Cookie. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm not sure if you've been over here before, but if you haven't, you are welcome. You can hang around in the chat. You can connect with some of the awesome people that I do have in the chat. So, Brian, Brian, I know Terry just said he's emotional. He get like that when he. So, Terry, you were feeling a certain way because you thought you hadn't did your. I see what you saying. You was working on your thing on your phone you was trying to update your Google keyboard and you was getting frustrated about it. I know in the past I used to be terrible. But I think we all grab a bucket of ice cream every now and then or some chocolate or something to try to change our mood a little bit. But you know, that's just life. That's just some things that we go through. But you know, if it get to the point where you can't control it, it's best to seek medical help. But I think we all just have those moments where we just want to snack on something, get right in front of that TV or get on your iPads or something like that, be eating on that ice cream and cookies and candy. And then, like me, I gain weight so fast. That's why I have to really monitor what I eat. Cause woo, I'm tell y'all that God knows true. When my mama passed, they had bought me some cakes, honey. They bought me some homemade. One of my cousins made me a homemade pound cake, right? That thing was so good, y'all. I didn't even want to share with nobody. That pound cake was so good. I didn't want to share. And I was going through my emotions. And everybody was about what happened to the cake. I let people got a little bit and I kept the rest. I was like, oh, y'all ain't getting none of this. That was my go-to. The eat all and my emotions was getting high. And I know I was messing up. I knew I was messing up when I was sitting there eating all that cake. I used the Google keyboard personal dictionary to save my time typing. Okay, because I be saying, Terry, you be doing a lot of typing. Person YouTube channel, I had to update some channels. Okay, well, it's good to see you. So did you get it right? So this what I'll be talking about today, y'all. But let me put this disclaimer right here. I always have to put a disclaimer right here to let people know, I'm not here to diagnose or suggest any type of treatments for anyone. This is commentary. I'm a vlogger, and I just share different things when it comes out of our mind, body, and soul. So my disclaimer say, this live stream is based on my personal wellness journey and life experiences, and I am not a licensed physician, therapist, or a mental health professional. The discussion is for encouragement, education, and support only. If you are struggling with emotional eating or your mental health, please seek guidance from a qualified healthcare professional. I have to say that because, I read, I talk about things, but I'm not here to diagnose anyone or suggest. This is just awareness. This is open. This is like an open conversation. I'm talking to y'all relating to me back in the chat, and if you want to come on the panel, you can share your story that way. You won't be judged over here. So we're talking about emotional eater. A lot of people, when you hear the word emotional, you already know it's something dealing with your feelings and stuff, dealing with your expression, your feelings, and how you feel about things. And I'm not saying it's something wrong with being an emotional eater, but I guess you have to be able to control your emotion. You can't let it get the best of you. Like when I sat there, ate all that pound cake, I knew I didn't need it, but I was just constantly, but it wasn't solving anything. I was steady grieving about my mom, and I still do today. But like I said, I can control things a little better. Oh, hey, welcome in. How you doing? Are you new? Do you know anything about emotional eater? That's what we're talking about today. Thank you. What is emotional eating? Emotional eating is when a person uses food to cope with emotions instead of physical hunger. Now, how many people in the chat go through this? They be thinking they be hungry, but you really don't be hungry. You just gotta just have something because you got so much on your mind, and you get to snacking, and you like, still be snacking, but your mind's still just wondering. Sometimes you don't be hungry for real. You just gonna grab those cookies anyway. How many of y'all have done that in the chat? If anybody listening, how many of y'all just grab something knowing that you don't need it? You really don't be hungry. You know how children be, right? Y'all know how children be when they see some candy in the stove. They just gotta have it. And that's how it be when you going through your emotions. You just feel like, I just need this right here. It's just like, I'm just gonna be honest, like how some people be addicted to drugs and different things. It's just like they say, I just gotta have this one more, I gotta have it one more time. But that's just your emotion. That's when you let your emotions and your feelings and all that get the best of you. And I know, like I said, I have turned to food for coping, but it doesn't help. It doesn't make your problem go away. A lot of people probably don't, a lot of people probably drink or smoke, or, people have different types of habits that they turn to when they're dealing with stress and different things like that. But I had to learn as I go and as the years pass that I was only hurting myself. I was only, you know, my weight was, I was gaining more and more weight because I was stressing. When you're an emotional eater, because you can't handle the stress, you steady be packing stuff, steady be trying to eat those chocolate chip cookies or those um, almond jars or sneaker bars, anything like that. Now I don't eat that kind of stuff. I don't even eat no more. I don't eat no sneakers. I don't eat them candy bars no more. I used to like those mounds and almond jars, and I used to like all that stuff, like little stuff to snack on. Now with my health the way it is now, if I'm gonna grab on something, I grab some graham crackers or some ginger snap, something like that. Something I grab something with low calories now. But I am an emotional eater, and I know I have been where I have let my emotions get the best of me. But the doctors always say that's not good. That's not good. You have to be able to cope with your emotions and your stress, and don't use your food as a way of getting out. Some people depend on their food, or they might depend on their alcohol or their smoking, thinking that's going to solve their problem, but it's not. And I had to learn, and I'm still learning, to let go and let God. A lot of stuff just be out of our control. When things be out of our control like that, y'all, when things that we just can't control, we just can't beat ourselves up about it. I was just talking about my mom the other day. I was, when she first passed, it just kept her going. Or I kept her stressing about what I could have done if I had been there. Or I was stressing and I was eating. I was like, what could have done if I had been there with her? It would. I was just saying over and over in my head, was it something I could have done? I kept on saying that to myself, but I had to come to reality. And I had to just let go and let God and realize it wasn't nothing I could have done for my mom. But I had beat myself up about it so much when she first passed, and I didn't want to just deal with my emotions the way I should have. I had to. It felt good for me to be able to relate and talk to other people about what I was feeling, because I had hold a lot in. That's why I'm able to talk more and more about my mom now than what I was when she first passed, because the only thing I would do is just cry, cry, cry. And I still have those moments. I was just thinking about my mom the other night, and sometimes those tears just come out of nowhere. They just come out of nowhere. But I'm asking God daily to continue to make me stronger, continue to keep giving me the strength to keep going. And I try to stay away from all that junk food, because I know what it does to my body. So it'd be hard. It'd be hard though. So now if I get anything sweet, I try to get something with low calories or something like that. So getting back to what I was sharing, but a lot of people can't handle their emotion. So there's a feeling such as stress, sadness, anxiety, loneliness, frustration, boredom, or even happiness can lead someone to eat for comfort. Like I said, people go through this every day. Someone sad, they're lonely, they be bored, they be frustrated. They're dealing with a lot, and sometimes they just turn to food for comfort. They turn to food for comfort. When you sitting there eating it, we don't realize what it's doing to us. You know, it one of the things you have to learn how to control your emotions. And that's one thing I had to take deep breaths. I do my breathing. I try to do things. I read my Bible. I talk to God. I pray to God. I ask Him to continue to make me stronger. From talking from experience, I have let my emotions get the best of me a lot of days. And I sit there and eat all those cookies, knowing I don't need those cookies or those potato chips or those sodas. But I was doing it to myself, but it wasn't a way out for me. It wasn't a way out. That's not no way out. You either try to deal with what you got going on, but the one thing I had to learn, I don't want to do nothing that gonna hurt me. What I be trying to do now is something that's gonna try to help me. But it's a process. It's really a process. Sometimes I have to just I have to turn my head sometimes. Be seeing those chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, whoo. I be like, ooh, Lord. Then my husband, Lord have mercy, he'll come here bringing those cookies and all that different stuff. He was about, you ain't got to eat it. That's true. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to. Look at me, Key. Somebody, yep. So, Miss Key, do you know anything about emotional eating? A lot of people don't know that they are emotional eaters when they sit there and just eat, eat, eat. When you just eat, knowing you're not hungry, but you just like, well, whatever. Steady stuffing. Because I know I did that pound cake some justice. You hear me? They were like, my brother not to mind. What happened to that big old pound cake? I let them got a little bit. I paid for it. You hear me? I paid for it after I ate that cake. I said, Lord, I know I don't need this. I know I don't need this. But I studied, thinking about my mama, steady eating. So a lot of people have those midnight snacks and they have snack on different stuff all through the night. And I had to break that habit. I mean, I still do it, but I grab something that ain't got that many calories in it and stuff like that now. But it depends. Yeah. My husband can eat anything. It don't bother him. But me, I can't do it. I get the worst thing. I catch it. So from my personal reflection, I am an emotional eater at times. Some things in life are beyond my control, but I continue to trust God through my wellness journey. And that's what I do, y'all. When I know I can't, sometimes we beat ourselves. Yeah. Like you, I guess. Cause you can eat anything too. And like sometimes when I feel like I can't control stuff, I just say, Lord, I give it to you. I give it to you. We must remember you can have a short-term gain and suffer long-term loss. And that's true. So I want to share some things about emotional eater, some of the signs and symptoms of emotional eater. It's not on here, but I'm going to read it off something else. Some of the signs of an emotional eater. We all have that craving for some sweet. We all have that. So I guess it's how much we eat. Like they always say, you can eat what you want, but it's just how much of it. But you can sit there and eat all that and your problem still be there. The problem can still be there. So really, when you do those type of things, you really hurting yourself. Common signs of emotional eating are changing your eating habits when you have more stress in your life, eating when you aren't hungry and when you're full. Emotional eaters when you know you ain't hungry, but no, you still want to eat anyway. That's the emotional eater. It's just like you just, knowing that you're not hungry. You've been just maybe ate a meal and then you're going to turn around and go get another meal. But people eat what they want. But the thing, what I'm trying to say, we have to know how to control our emotions when it comes down to eating. And believe me, I have been there, done that. I know how it is. You're not alone out here. We're human. Sometimes our emotions does get the best of us. So what are some of the snacks that y'all will snack on, knowing y'all done probably had too much, already had enough for that day, but it's just that one snack you just gotta have. Hold on. My brother won't put in the chat what is one of the snacks you just gotta munch on. Regardless of what's going on in your life, you gotta have some of that. Hold on. I tell you what I used to like all the time, and I know they weren't doing that but hurt me. I don't think I used to want was Lay's potato chips and a Coca-Cola. And I think I shared this before. Those are those used to be two of my weakness right there. Lay's potato chip and a Coca-Cola. And they was really putting a number on me. They was putting a number on me. Now I drink Coca-Cola by spells. If I ain't drinking water or ginger ale or juice, I barely drink a Coca-Cola. If I drink a Coca-Cola now, it's because sometimes when I want to have a good burp, I do that. But them Lay's potato chips, I don't care. Whenever I wanted something to snack on, I would tell my daughter, "Don't forget about my potato chips and my Lay's. You know, I have to have the potato chips in the gold pack, the gold bag. Them the ones I used to want all the time. And that one have a lot of salt on there. Yeah, saltine cracker cheese and honey bun. You those are some of your what you a snack on? That's a good snack there, Terry. That's a good snack right there. Okay, I thought I thought I was looking wrong. I thought you had said sardine. You said saltine. Yep. So even when you're hungry and when you're full, and when you're full, just let it digest. But when you're going through emotion, you don't be thinking about that. You just want to get that last donut or that last cook out that pack or that last honey bun. When your emotions are real high, okay, eating to soothe your feelings. And that's what I was saying. Some people turn to foods because of their feelings be hurt or they're stressing and they feel like, well, at least I got my favorite food here. Okay. And use food as a reward. You know, like for instance, I be trying to do good all during the week, which is to be struggling. So I said, well, if I do good all during the week, I reward myself on the weekend. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it because you being worked, and that's for anybody. You being worked hard all week, work hard, getting the kids to school, doing different things for others. Why not reward yourself? Ain't nothing wrong with rewarding yourself, patting yourself on the back for some of the things that you have accomplished. Because if you don't motivate yourself, you really can't expect nobody else to do it for you. So that's why I try to keep myself motivated and I try to motivate others. But you have to first love yourself, before you can take care of you, before you can take care of anybody else. But it's good to be able to do things together. So just know if you're going through any type of disorder, eating disorder or emotional eater or something like that, if it's out of your control, where you just have to get professional help, because some people can have it where you can overeat. You don't want to be where you You don't want to be where you overeat or you get where you can't eat. Those are two different things. Sometimes you can overeat and you can end up making yourself sick. And then if you don't eat enough, you can still make yourself sick. So you got to be able to manage your emotions and know exactly what you are able to eat and what you got to know your body, got to know what you're capable of. Like I said, this is for educational, entertainment purposes only. I'm not a physician. I'm not a caregiver. I am a vlogger. And I don't suggest or recommend. The only thing I would always say when I do my commentary, if you having any type of issues, make sure you consult your physician, let them know what's going on with you. Like right now, it's hot. It's summertime. A lot of people don't like to cook during the summertime. They might want to just grab them something real quick and something for to help them, stay hydrated and stay refreshed. A lot of people some people just cook on the grill during the summer. Some cook in the house. It all depends on the weather and stuff like that. A lot of heavy food. If you're gonna be out there in that sun, I would suggest get out there after you just got to eat a pan of. I would suggest get out there in that sun when you just got to eating collard green, dressing, pie, all that heavy food, and get out there in that sunshine. That's too much. That's too much heavy food. I mean, if you're gonna be outside, like at an event or something like that, mostly when you at an event, they gonna have a lot of things like grill food, or they might have some of that like the little taco stuff, something that ain't real heavy. Now collard green, dressing, sweet potato pie, and all the trimmings, and you think you gonna get out there and sit in that sun? Ooh, you ain't gonna do, but boy, you gonna blow up. You gonna be proud. The sun gonna have you drained. You gonna be just wanna go to sleep. So a lot of people like to eat real light during the summer. Real light. That's why I'm aiming for this summer, just to, get a good decent meal, but not a whole lot of heavy stuff. We got them holidays coming up. They'll be coming up right pretty soon. So we know it. So we're in July now. Happy New Month, everybody. Before you know it, we'll be getting ready to fix those turkey and dressing. I mean, that's just how time is passing by, y'all. I'm going to try to do a testimony Tuesday next week. I do testimony Tuesday once a month now. And I wasn't able to do it yesterday. I'll be having a lot going on. That's why I had to cut some of my schedules down on some of my lives and stuff like that. But I had to make sure I take care of home and take care of what I needed, my real life and stuff like that. But just know when I do come on, I come on and share what I can and what I'm able to share. Yeah. But I was just talking about the emotional eater. Let me get back to some of the signs. Okay. So we know emotional eating is just like you just eat just because you know you can eat, not because you're hungry. You know how children be. I know my grandkids be like, we could go somewhere. They be like, Grandma, you gonna get up there right here? Then once you get it, they don't even eat it. It's just because they be thinking they want something, but they don't really be wanting it. Not some children just be want to just see if you'll buy it or they'll get something and play with it. I tell my granddaughter all the time, girl, why you had me to pay for that food and you didn't eat it? One of my granddaughter want to eat nothing but fries. That's all that child want to eat is French fries. Everyone like, girl, you got to eat more than French fries. I said, oh, you get older, your stomach is not going to be any good from all that grease. So now she just start eating a little bit more, but she going to still stick with them fries. And of course, y'all, our little guinea pig, we lost our little guinea pig last week. He died. My granddaughter waiting on me, telling me we're gonna have a funeral. I'm like, good, you better go on and put that thing in the dirt and be done with. Yep. So what are some of the tips for avoiding emotional eating? Having a plan can help you deal with your emotion without using food. It is about you and what works best for you. Here are a few things you can try. Keep a food journal. This can help you find out what triggers your emotional eating. You write down when and what you eat. You could also write down what you were doing and feeling before you started eating. Let me get back on camera. So these right here are just some things I'm sharing for educational purposes only. These are tips for avoiding emotional eating. You also can write down what you're doing and feeling before you start eating. Use a hunger scale. A hunger scale can help you tell the difference between true hunger and hunger that just in your head. Psychological hunger. When you start feeling like you want something to eat, rate your hunger on a scale to 1 to 10. The number one means you're really hungry, and 10 means you're so full you feel sick. A rating of 5 or 6 means you're comfortable, you're neither too hungry or nor too full. What they're saying that you can monitor your hunger. You know how sometimes you can eat. Sometimes you eat, right? And you be like, ooh, I gotta go for seconds. And sometimes you really don't be wanting it, but just because it's there, I'll be right back, y'all. I've been drinking this water. I've been drinking this water all day. And I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back at the because I've been drinking on water and it been having me going. If you're peeping in the bushes or you coming passing through, I'm talking about emotional eater tips on avoiding emotional eating. Like I said, it was talking about you can get like a scale where you can monitor how much food you're eating. You know, sometimes you can overeat and sometimes you can't eat enough. So right here, they said change your response to triggers. Plan what you'll do when you notice your emotional eating triggers. Maybe instead of reaching for food, you could call a friend, take a walk, or drink, or a glass of water. Then you could observe how you feel. Though they just saying you could do some of those things instead of overeating or let your emotion get the best of you. Okay. They also have, like I said, if you're going through any type of these crises, they do have 24-hour crisis help where someone can call when they need help when they go out. This is when you get to the point where you just can't control it. You just can't stop eating and letting your emotion just run away with you. If you get to that point like that, that's when you need help. So they have like hotline numbers where you can call someone and you can be anonymous. You don't have to leave your name. You can just say, I'm anonymous. I need help. So, there are treatments. I mean, there you can go through therapy and different stuff like that. Some people be doing a lot of binge eating. They call that BED. That's when they do like a food. That's called a food intake disorder. And another eating disorder can be the liberating condition, take a huge toll on your mental and physical emotional health. That's called ARFD. Wow. The binge eating is called anorexia. A lot of people go through that when they just don't want to. They eat, but then they don't let their food digest. They just let it come back up. And that is anorexia. Wow. Several treatments are available for these conditions, and recovery is always possible. However, these interventions tend to be time consuming, and sometimes a more urgent response is needed. In these cases, a number of eating disorder or mental health hotlines may be able to help. That's why I was saying, if you're going through any type of disorder like anorexia, um, that's when you just binge out on food. If you have any type of other kind of food disorder, there are 1-800 numbers that will be able to help you. They be 24 hours. These services can assess immediately 24 hours over the phone or sometimes either via text. And on the other end are trained volunteers willing and ready to listen to your concern, help you get through whatever troubling situation you're facing. So don't never feel like you're alone if you're going through any type of these disorders, eating disorder. Just seek help if you get where you can't control it. Okay? Some of this stuff can be serious if you don't take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, emotional eater, you can stop. You don't have to, it's real a mind thing, but you can stop. Just because you know you can do it, you don't have to do it. Especially if you're not having good results about it. When I know my body can't take stuff, I can't do it. I just don't do it. Even though I be wanting it. But I said, no, I better not mess with that. Like I was in the store today, I was just looking at some stuff. I was like, no, I ain't gonna get that. Because next week we doing meatless. We're not having any meat next week. So I was looking at some stuff I want to try to get for next week, and I was like, that's gonna be challenging, but I can do it. You can get full off vegetables, you can get full off different types of food without having meat in it. That's what we'll be doing next week. I gotta go get my charger. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I had to fix something up. My charger. But yeah, that's what I would want to share today about emotional eater. Who, me? Oh, girl, you know I love my hats. You know my granddaughter's birthday coming up. We're supposed to be going out to eat with her. She'll be 18 on Friday. Mickey, do you ever just find yourself snacking on something that you know? Do you just find yourself snacking on stuff and you like, I know I don't need it, but you do it anyway? Have you ever just been through that? What food you like to go to? What is your go-to food when you just gotta have some? Some people turn to ice cream and cookies and different stuff like that. Now, I know what cookies I go to. If I'm gonna eat some cookies, graham crackers, I get me some graham crackers, or I get me some Hey Frank, how you doing? Sometimes chips. Sometimes I get me some graham crackers, or I like those ginger snap cookies. How you been doing? Been doing all right? I was just talking about emotional eater. And I said we all be there sometimes. We all get emotions, and sometimes we find ourselves snacking on stuff we probably don't need to be snacking on. How y'all day been going? Y'all been having a good day? Like I said, we're on day 3 of the motivation. You been busy all day? Okay. I know I seen y'all shorts. Was everybody been putting out shorts this week? We're on day 3. Yeah, I've been doing mine in shorts. I've been doing my little other vlogs through video. You been busy all day? Yeah, I've been busy last couple of days. That's why I ain't been live and stuff. I had been just recording my video. And I said I was going to come live today. And I was just talking about emotional eater, how people turn their food. Some people turn their food. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to smoking. But today I'm sharing about how people turn their food. You chips, you get to smacking on them chips. I used to be like that about them chips, but I had to let them chips go. Let me tell you why I munch on popcorn, but I used to love me some Lay's potato chips, them Lay's plain potato chips. But when I get in my emotional feeling, I go grab. I know I don't be needing those sweet cookies. But I will grab on something to snack on, like ginger snaps, graham crackers. I hardly ever eat those cookies with the cream. I don't too much like those that much, unless in they peanut butter. But like anything real sweet, lately I've been just trying to just cut back on the cookies with the cream. And yeah, but I have been sitting at in front of that TV stressing and just doing it, and I end up paying for it until I had to say, Lord, because we have these habits of doing things, but it don't solve our problems. Okay. I used to get me a Coca-Cola and a bag of Lay's chip. That used to be my snack. That used to be my go-to snack. And I said, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it because that was salt and that caffeine. Yep. I'm drinking on some lime water now. This is just lime and water. Yep. But like I said, I am an emotional eater, though. I do sometimes I let my emotion get the best of me. And then I'll be like, I get this snacking. And then you realize, what is it serving? I said, Lord, you have to let go and let God. So that's basically what I was sharing today about ways to, if you one of those that can't control your emotions, if your emotions get so bad where you can't control them and you think food is the answer and you get so gosh out just like eating, overeating, it's probably time you start needing to get some professional help. Because only thing you're doing is making yourself sick that way. Sometimes you could eat too much. Sometimes you can eat too much. You got to know when to stop. You got to know when, like, I done have enough. But then you sit there, get to thinking about something that you on your mind, and it just, you'll be like I said, I tore that pound cake up. That pound cake, what they had bought for my mom's funeral. I was stressing so bad. They were like, "Where that cake at?" I ate all that cake, y'all. I let them get a little bit, but it was a big old homemade. It was a big homemade. It was a big old homemade pound cake. My brother don't talk about it. They said all up over and got some. Amy, you ate all of it. I said, I let y'all got some. You know, I let them got so many pieces, and I put it up. And they were looking for it, too. They had other stuff like pies and stuff. But my cousin, no, she made that homemade. I told her she got to make me another. It was so good. And I sat there after my mom's funeral, and I was just cutting, thinking and eating, thinking and eating. I'm like, Lord have mercy. You know, I ended up paying for it. I ended up paying for it. Yep. That's too much stress. I won't be that stressed out. Yep. You know, I didn't eat the whole cake that day now. I ate it in days, like that. But my emotions was getting the best of me. That when I first had lost my mom. And that was only natural for me to feel the way I felt because I had lost my mother. And I was the way I was. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be right. It's steady stuffy. But yeah, but now, there's some time I still get emotional. And I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. We all go through that. We all have go through some type of emotion. A lot of people probably don't show it or they probably don't talk about it. Sometimes people just hold their emotions in. But some people turn to food. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to smoking. They turn to those things for a way out, but I know that's not a way out. I start turning to God. I start just saying, Lord, I give it to you. Like I said, my heart is a little heavy right now because we lost 2 young boys today to gun violence. And the boys went to school. Well, my grandson played with one of the boys. And my granddaughter knew one of the boys. And they both were 17. Somebody gunned them down today. The police, the GBIs, everybody just, the whole community right now is feeling it. And it's sad, I was at the grocery store and I saw the police car just running down the road. About 3 or 4 police cars back to back. I'm like, what in the world? And that's what they said they found. It was 2 boys. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but I know it's probably on the news. If you see something where 2 teenagers they found 2 bodies today. Because one of the boys, they put on Facebook that he was missing. They didn't know where he was. Now they found him. I'm like, what? I'm trying to figure out what happened. That's why I was just saying the other day, these kids out for the summer, they don't have nothing else to do. Some of them probably getting in trouble. And I'm going to tell you, and I know they probably still do these things. I'm not saying this is what happened to these boys, but a lot of these guys, if they didn't got into it with a person, they'll try to come back and retaliate, and they'll get you without you even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you done been into it with somebody and you go in their hometown. Oh boy, they feel like they can get you now. And that how they try to sneak and get you that way. Because I'm saying to myself, what are they doing way down here? I said, what is they doing down in this area? I said, either they was going passing through. And that's why I said sometimes, and let me tell you this right here too. And I hate that. And I told my granddaughter this too when she was flexing one day. I don't like when people put their money and stuff on YouTube or any type of social media because to me, you're letting the people know everything you got. Cause my granddaughter was doing one day, she was gonna take a picture and she had her money. You gotta be having their money spread out in their hand. Don't put that on social media. Cause you don't know who watching you. You don't know what they gonna do. And one of them little boys, I was looking at his page. One of the little boys what got killed today. He had been flexing money. He got a picture on the 3 or 4 pictures where he just had money in hand. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That kind of stuff. A lot of stuff don't need to be on social media. Don't nobody need to know how much money you got in your house. They don't need to know what you got in your house. You don't have to show everything. Like I said, I talk and share stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I don't share. You see what I'm saying? I do a lot of stuff for commentary, but there's some stuff I just don't care to bring out on social media. You know what I'm saying? I use what I go through for as my health. I would talk about it or I do my little exercise, but for as my personal business, ain't nobody got no business knowing about what I got going on in my house. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can, I'm telling you, sometimes that's when you be letting your emotions get the best of you down too. You feel like you gotta showboat or you gotta let people know, yeah, I'm like they said, what they be saying, I'm him. You know, like you want people to know I'm that person, I'm that guy, I'm that girl, yeah, I'm that bad girl, I'm him. You know, you ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that flexing out here. Social media don't know how to know your every beck and call. And I'm just looking at these pictures of this boy. May he rest in peace. He had about 5 pictures where he has got his money all spread it out in his hand. He had, Frank, I don't know how much money he had, and I don't know if it was real or not, but he had money like from his hand all the way up his arm, and he had it on social media. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know. That's why I don't, I show so much. I share what I want, but you can't show everything, especially when it comes out of that kind of stuff. About your money and stuff like that. And I told my granddaughter, don't get on now. Don't get on there taking a picture with that money in your hand. To my grandma, it ain't that much money. I said, still, sometimes your children won't even listen, but I told her, you don't do that. You just like inviting people to see what you got. You don't know who might come up behind you. They swear I'm so old school. My children be like, they don't be doing that no more, mom. I said, all right. Y'all gonna be listening at me one of these days. See, that's what my mom used to tell her. I started paying attention. I sit back and think about some of the stuff my mama taught me. And all that stuff that she was saying was the truth. If you think about it, what your parents was telling you when you was coming up, you probably wasn't paying attention half of the time, but you should have you probably wished that you did listen to your parents. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad I was able to listen to my mom and my grandmother and learn some of the things that I know now. But yeah, my prayers going out to both I ain't know what was going on today. I'm like, where are these police going? I knew something was going on. Because when you see those police running through town like that, you know something that happened. Yeah, it's just so much. Like I said, we live in a small little community here. And when you see other children, other people's children hurt, and as a parent, you gonna hurt too. Cause like they always say, you never know. A bullet doesn't have a name. A bullet doesn't hold a name. You could be somewhere at the wrong place at the wrong time. So these are two separate families, and I know them. I know them. My prayers go out to them. On Facebook, that's all you see. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. So I tell you, most of these kids will tell you, you have no idea what. Yeah, my grandkid be like, Grandma, nobody know you do it. Okay, they'll tell me quick, Grandma, it's okay, Grandma. Grandma, don't be saying it. Ooh, but I be saying, all right now. The one thing about my grandkids, they they'll be like, okay, Grandma, and then but they do be listening. They be listening. They be like, Grandma, how you know? Like I can tell my granddaughter's all right. And if it happened, she be like, Grandma, how you know that? I said, I told you. I said, told Grandma, you sure told the truth, Grandma. You sure know that. They'll tell me quick, especially when I done told them something and they don't really want to believe me right then. And then they have to come back and tell me, yeah, Grandma, you were right about that. Yep. But I know what, Frank, I still tell my kids, grandkids, I'm gonna make sure they get it. Cause look, my mom don't make sure I got it. But yeah, I'll just speak on that. Prayers going out to my community, for both families. They don't even know who did it. They don't know who killed it. They don't know who killed both of them boys. They don't know who did it. Maybe somebody's seen it, but let me tell you, some people don't even like to be involved with that kind of stuff. They rather say, I don't know. Cause that time my brother got beat up, I couldn't get nobody to speak on my brother's behalf. People were scared. They were scared to be witnesses. They were scared to speak up. I mean, it was rough back then. They had them little gangs and stuff going by, but it's still some gangs around here. I was like that as a child. Like what, Frank? Didn't want nobody tell you? You didn't want to listen or what? But yeah, but I just want to bring that about emotion. That's why I laugh. Oh, it's about being that way. Oh, okay. So you came along. I know they didn't have no internet and all that stuff. When you was born, did they have the internet, Facebook, all that stuff? See, they didn't have all that. They had something else. I think they had something called MySpace or whatever they called it. I didn't even have that. I just got on Facebook. I've been on Facebook maybe about 9 years probably. Yep. 76. Okay. So we didn't know about all that stuff either. But like I said, we learn through a lot of things that we go through. You know, only thing we can do is just continue just to keep praying and continue to ask God to, trust God for Him to carry us through the next day and the next moment, the next season. Um, yeah, I thank Him daily for the things He have done in my life. Like I said, me myself, I know I've been an emotional eater, and I be an emotional eater sometimes, but I have gotten better because I have started to just say, Lord, it's in your hand. And I have to give a lot of things to God to keep from letting my emotions get the best of me. I try not to let nobody worry me. Um, you know, sometimes if people feel that you are weak or feel that you can't handle a lot of stuff, they're going to keep being at you. They're going to keep being a target. They're going to keep you as a target. They're going to think that they can talk to you any kind of way, treat you any kind of way, because just because you don't say anything, and just because a person don't speak on stuff or try to, in other words, when people feel like they can talk to you any kind of way, and people might just ignore it, might not even want to give it back to you. That don't mean that you're weak. That don't mean that you're a bad person. That don't mean that you uh, let someone run over you, anything like that. Some people just don't want to waste their time. And then again, some people do what they have to do. Sometimes people let their emotions get the best of them, and you might end up saying, woo, you might end up saying so you might regret, or you might end up doing something you might regret. So you never know what a person might be going through. You never know what a person might be going through. You don't know their emotions. You don't know what they deal with on a daily basis. But I know it was coming because I went to school for computers. Okay. So you know how to work on computers? But yes, I want to share that about the emotional eater. And like I said, if anybody, okay, if anybody that's going through any type of emotions where they feel like they need help, there are places that can help you. Hey, James, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy 1st of July, y'all. We are in a new month, too, y'all. Woo. We are in the 7th month of 2026. Boy. 5 more months. What we got? What, 5 more months in this year? Way how time passing now. It ain't gonna be long for this year going out. It's good to see you, James. I hope you're staying cool and hydrated. It's been another hot day today, y'all. Woo-hoo. That's why I said July, August, we're gonna expect some hot temperatures. Yes, Lord. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring today about emotional eater. And like I said, this is commentary. It's just some awareness, some information that I was sharing. And it was for myself because, like I said, I know I have let my emotions at times get the best of me. And I also have anxiety disorder, but I thank God that I'm doing better than I was a few months ago. My anxiety was getting the best of me right after my mom died. And I know what it did to me mentally. I know how it affected me mentally. Now, I still have my days, but I got everything kind of back on track now. Somewhat on track. I say I have to let go and let God. So what they say about?
They say the boy, you get the T-Tom? Pep said that T-Tom left.
Yeah, they said that's her brother child. What they one of her brothers? What they say happened?
Ricky.
Not Ricky, the other one. I don't know her brother's name. I don't know. I gotta show you the picture. T, I think it's T. Sister child. It's T's sister child. I gotta show you the picture. But what they say?
Oh yeah. She said with T nephew.
Okay, what they say happened?
Oh, Pepper said that T nephew. So whose son that is then?
One of T's sister child. I don't know. Is it Tina? I'm gonna show you a picture when I get up. I'm finna get ready to go off the live, but They didn't say what happened to the boys.
I don't know. It must be T.
It's T's sister child what got killed. Let me see can I find that picture right quick. But yeah. It's supposed to be 100 tomorrow. It felt like it was 100 today. Let me see if I can see his picture on Facebook. That's your cousin then.
Yeah, Tina. Must be Tina.
Okay, this the oh my God. This one of the boys right here what got killed right here. That's one of the boys right there. That's Hill Jones.
Well, that Ronnie Jones song.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, I should show you the other boy. Yeah, they said it was about 100 today. Oh, you want to see? That's your cousin. That's my cousin what got killed. He didn't even know it, y'all. Oh my God. I told your cousin that the store today was saying, they found her nephew side the road. Lord. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah. Like I said, gotta put them guns down. They still try to figure out when and how did they get where they was. Cause they wasn't even in their hometown. They was in another town, not too far from where they live. Like, though I said sometimes people be having beef. You know how some people have beef going on back and forth. And like I said, you don't know what's going on in people's minds. Some people let their emotion get the best of them. That's why I always be telling folks, sometimes you be so mad and angry and you do something stupid, then you realize you just throwed your life away. Sometimes people just let stuff just get the best of them. They let their emotions get the best of them. They have anger issues. I mean, I ain't trying to do nothing to go to jail. I ain't trying to do nothing to go to prison. I love my life. I love being here with my family. I ain't trying to rush myself up out of here. If anything, I'm trying to stay as long as I can. Continue to stay doing what I'm doing. But some people can rush their own life. You see what I'm saying? Some people rush their own life. Like I said, all that flexing people be doing on Facebook and all this social media, people be watching your posts. People, when you think that someone is not watching you, they be watching. Like when people like this live stream, because I don't see nobody in my chat, that don't mean they're not watching. Like when we do our videos and stuff, we might not see nobody comment, but they watching. I've been putting out 3 short videos all this week. I haven't gotten that many views on them, but it's all good. But I know somebody watching, because that's what people do. They won't give you the acknowledgement, or they won't clap for you, but they watches you. That's why, I don't let this kind of stuff distract me. I still get on and do what I do. 2 views, 5 views, I still keep going. Because somebody going to watch. When I get that report, when we get that thing on Monday, and I be saying to myself, what do people be at? We look in our studio and it show the recap for the week. It'll show you got so many likes a week. They said, it shows how many views you get a week. It shows how many views you get a week, how many people sharing you. And I'm like, who them people? Do you ever see that in your studio by It show how many people be watching you that week. And sometimes I be trying to look up there and say, who these people is? I don't know these folks. But thank you for your view. Like I said, because they don't comment, that don't mean they're not watching. So we got to remember that. So you be saying, I'm like, who they? Right. I said, do they be here? I don't never see them in my chat. But our channels are out there. Might not be the little people around here still, but somebody seeing us. That's why I said, Lord. And then, you know, I'm being monetized, right? By me being monetized, they might say, you made $4 this week. I'm like, wait. This I made $4 last week. I said, for real? What about? Because they show that when you monetize, you can see how much you made a week. But I thank God for those $4. I thank God for those $4. Those $4 gonna add up to $100 pretty soon. But that's what I'm saying though. But I'm thankful, grateful for what I can do, and what I can't do, I just don't worry about it. I have came a long way. I mean, a long way from how I used to be. This way before social media. I used to be an emotional wreck. And at times my emotions still get that way. But you know, I'm human. But before I even became on social media, as a child coming up, I'm happy for views. I would have loved to see who. Oh, talking about when you be seeing those in your recap thing. I said, I don't know who these people are, but keep on watching. That's what I said. You know, if you go look at your thing in your it hardly be, you don't really be your subscribers that, like the people that, like I got 4,000 some people. I don't even know half of them. I don't know half of the people. But there are some people still out there watching, and so I appreciate it. But like I was just saying too, before social media, coming up as a child, like I said, I dealt with a lot of emotions. Because of some of the things I had to go through in life. Right? Other people, yeah. Yeah. When you see your thing like when you see your thing in a YouTube studio, it'll show how many people be watching you. It show how many people sharing you. I'm like, somebody watching me. That's what I said. Somebody watching me. And like I said, as a child, you know what I went through. And I know some of the things like when I got raped and stuff like that, all that still sticks with me. It still mess with my emotions and stuff like that. You know, even though at 57, that's something that I will be living with for the rest of my life. I don't see how a person can do a child like that, you know. But as I got older, I learned to be able to deal with my emotions, and sometimes my emotions still get the best of me. But I turn to God. Thank God I had my mom now back then, because that kind of stuff could run somebody's life. It could have you so messed up. And at one particular time when I was a young child, right after I got that happened to me, I was afraid. I was afraid to even, I kept on saying, I'm not going to marry nobody. I was saying, I'm not going to have no boyfriend, because I was just feeling like, as a child, I couldn't understand what was going on, why this had happened to me. But as I got older, I realized there's some evil people out here in the world, and there's some good people out here too. Honest, I'm glad social media was around when I was a child. Yeah. Like I said, I just got on Facebook, 2016, when I first got out of work, and I know my kid was on it, but when they saw what I got on it, like, oh Lord, my mom on Facebook. Yeah, they found out I was on YouTube. Tell my mama, how you end up on YouTube? And I told just strolling, and I was looking at the R. Kelly case. That's what I started off doing. And I found myself saying, I need something, because I'm at home, besides going to the doctor and different little stuff, personal stuff, I'm at home. So I said, well, I'm gonna do something and go. I found out they said, well, you can get monetized on YouTube. I said, well, since I don't have too much to be doing, I just try to start my channel. And I'm finna be fixing to be 5 years. Yep, fixing to be 5 years. But like I said, I have my up and down day. I done had my up and down days on here. I really have. I wanted to throw in the towel. My emotions had got the best of me at one time. I even let someone even got next to me. But I learned to cope with it, deal with it, and now I don't even let none of that stuff faze me. I don't let none of it faze me. It used to bother me that this person don't support me or that person don't support me. I'm fine. I thank God for the 2 or 3 that does. I still be on Facebook, but barely. I'm more on YouTube. Yeah. When I'm on Facebook, I basically share with my family, with my family about stuff. But YouTube, I'm on more because I'm monetized.
I ain't got no. What be Tina's song?
I'll finish show you the picture.
Let's see. I bet that's his song. The one that stayed in the house.
I think so. He dark skinned.
Mm-hmm. I bet that's Tina's song.
Let me see. I did. When I find a picture, I show it to you.
That's Tina's song.
Yeah, and her mom named Tina Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen the man picture.
I bet you his song. I can think he got a beard.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, but that's your cousin then.
Yeah, my cousin.
Lord. Yeah, you know what? I said I can't let this YouTube and any other kind of social media, I can't let this stuff worry me. No, I don't let it worry me. I do what I do. I'm thankful for the ones that do the challenges with us. Because they give us a chance to have the few people that we know they gonna support because they be part of it too. But then I try to support my members and other people that support me. I try to do my best. But the ones that don't come and the ones that stop coming, I can't worry about those people. I can't. I mean, one particular time, I used to be saying, shoot, ain't nobody watching me. But I said, yeah, they watching. I probably don't see them, but they watching. I just said, it's all right. It's all right. I just keep on pushing. But I just wanted to share that about emotional eating. And if you're going through any of that, don't let it get where your emotion gets so bad where food is your medicine. In other words, you can get addicted. You can't get addicted in that way. And I know I had to. There's a lot of things I have shared, and there's a lot of things I don't share. But I have came a long way. But I still have a ways to go mentally and physically. But I have came a long way. I learned more how to handle stuff more. I done got a little bit stronger with that. But it's still, I still have those moments. And I just want to share that about emotional eating. And it will get the best of you. And it can get the best of you if you let it. So I'm just going to read this last little part, ways to manage emotional eating. When I read this part, then I'm going to Get on up off of here. Everybody talking about LeBron James. Everybody talking about LeBron James and left the Lakers. I thought he would have retired there. But I guess he wanted to do something else. Ways to manage um, emotional eating. You shared that yesterday, didn't you, Frank, about LeBron James? Where you think he gonna end up at? So this last little part I want to read was about ways to control emotional eating. You're more likely to give into emotional eating if you lack a good support network. Lean on family and friends. Consider joining a support group. It is good to have a good. Oh, you think you're going to the Warriors? It's good to have a good support group. I have had family, a couple of friends, helping me along with the grieving. And, I have friends that call and check on me, even though it's been 6 months, but it's still fresh on me about my mom. And I was just talking about that today. It just seemed like it's just some of the littlest things that'll just take me right back to her. It could be something she liked or ate or something I have bought for her. It always just bring everything back. Because the other night I was having one of my moments. I couldn't rest, and I was thinking about her. So I just prayed. Oh, okay. I just prayed and asked God to make me stronger that the other night. And I took my little medication and I was able to get a little sleep. So if you got like a good support system, if you're going through any type of emotional distress, it's good to have somebody that you can talk to. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to family members, because a lot of people don't be want to talk to their family members about stuff. They rather talk to strangers, or they rather just hold things in for themselves. But there are 24 hours numbers where you can reach out, and if you need someone to talk to, you have to leave your name. It can be anonymous. So they said lean on family and friends, or consider joining a support group. Like when I'm in a grieving support group, I share my feelings. I read they send me emails every day, like scriptures and things to help lift my day. I've been doing that since my mom been passed, and then sometimes I would post something on that website about how I'm feeling and how I'm coming along, because there's a lot of people that's going through the same thing, and we're able to, it's like a private group like thing. It's an online grieving group, and they have helped me out a little bit because I could afford to talk to no therapist in real life. They didn't take my insurance, so I said, well, I couldn't do it. Most family members will tell other family members that you don't even talk to. Yeah. Some people don't even trust. Some people don't trust their family members with their personal stuff. Like you said, it can be family members that, let me tell you, you probably got family members that put a little water here. They don't know you, so they want some. You got a family member like that? You got a lot of family members like that. They don't know you till they want some. And it's sad to say, that's how some of them is. Some people rather trust they're a stranger than to trust their own family. And it is sad to feel that way. It is. It's sad to feel that way. Yeah, it be about money. So fight boredom instead of this is what they saying. So these are ways to avoid emotional eating. Lean on family or friends. Consider joining a support group. Fight boredom instead of snacking when you're not hungry. Distract yourself and substitute healthier behavior. See, I had to, when I get in that feeling, instead of grabbing those sweet cookies my husband be having, because he had the one with the cream, then he'll come in here and show me, and I go grab my graham cracker. And then sometimes I see him, what you doing eating my graham cracker? Go on and stick with them vanilla sweet cookies. Okay, I don't like all that creamy stuff. Like when them kids had those birthday cakes, I take that part off. I can't stand that sweet frosting. They were like, "Why you eating it? You just gonna eat the bread?" I said, "Uh-huh. I don't be want all that sweet stuff." But yeah, he'll come in here and tell me, "Look, you want some?" I'm like, "Come on, man." So emotional eating is just like you don't be hungry, but you just I'm gonna eat it anyway. I'm gonna eat it anyway. So 12 ways to stop stressing and eating. When I do these, that should take me on out to that other hour. So Frank, do you ever just find something that it might be something on your mind and you just say, I'm gonna get this and just snack on this the rest of the night. Sometimes you might not be you said potato chips. Sometimes you can just grab some knowing you don't want it, but you just know it's up there on the top of your refrigerator. You know it's on the top of your refrigerator, and you wondering about stuff, and you like say, bump that. Do what I be saying, Frank. I said, I'm gonna go on and eat this. I'm gonna get back right tomorrow. I'll get back right next week. See, my arms are sore because I've been doing a lot of workout, y'all. I have to discipline myself. I said, if I eat some today, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna eat none tomorrow now. So you gotta put yourself on some kind of pattern. God, me myself, I'm just gonna speak on me, God. Woo, chat. Yeah. See, I do all what I do during the week. On the weekend, I try to, if I want to get me something, I get me something. You know what I'm saying? But during the week, I try to do right. Be trying. I've been doing pretty good lately. But they said, I'm finished what I was reading. Many people have experienced a sensation or relief from a thoughtful, cozy pasta, sweet scoop of ice cream, or the satisfied crunch of potato chips after a particular stressful day. Like I said, I used to tear them Lays up, them Lays plain potato chip. That was my go-to right there. Food can be more than just fuel for us and turn into heavier meals or extra snacks, even when you weren't actually hungry, can be a completely normal human response. We human. But when emotional eating during stressful time become a regular occurrence, that is getting between you and achieving your wellness goal. See, that had to, because I know what I've been working on, and I know what I said the rest of this year. I got to stick with what I said I was going to do. So I said, it's July. I said, I'm going to stick with my goal is trying to finish up this year, doing what I need to do. Now, when I get distracted, don't think I don't. I really do. But I said, Lord, I know I don't need it. That's how I don't need it. I don't tell like, Grandma, nobody told you to eat that stuff. Tomorrow, I gotta go. I'm going out on my babies tomorrow. They lost their guinea pig. Lord have mercy. The little thing died, y'all. The little guinea pig died, y'all. My baby, she want to have a funeral. I'm like, girl, you better go and get rid of that thing. She want to have a funeral. She want to cremate. Girl, you better go put that thing in that ground and be done with it. Shoot. His little button got in the some and they found him dead. Jesus. My little grandbaby, no, she had a little fit. I said, you don't need to get now another one. Not right now. But anyway, food, where was that? Where I left off that. But when emotional eating during stressful time becomes a regular occurrence, that is getting between you and achieving your wellness goal. It is best to work with an expert who can guide you through how to stop stress eating. Stress eating refers to eating when your body is in a state of stress or like tense muscles, shortness of breath, and possibly fatigue. This comes from a Dr. Christine Cilio, head of psychology. Um, Similar emotional eating casts a slightly wider net than can include eating when feeling stressed, but also when feeling anxious, depressed, sad, nervous, worried, bored, or even to celebrate something positive, she's saying. Stress eating comes from a trigger event that prompts someone to turn to food as a sense of comfort and then causes distress to the person experiencing it. Yep. I have I had to learn that it wasn't helping me. It wasn't helping me. Back trying to tense up. Stress eating can also result in nominal nutrient intake, budget strains, and reduced food variety consumed, she adds. The first thing to do if you're concerned about your stress eating habit is to pay attention. When you slow down and notice when you're eating foods that don't serve your health goals, question why you made those choices. Yeah, I sometimes I get some and I be like, you know, you don't need it. That's what I did today. I passed by the sugar cookies and I grabbed me some crackers. So if I want a snack later on, I snack on some of these right here. And they were 70 calories. So I see I know how my body is and I know that I'm easy to gain weight and I know my emotions get the best of me. So I have to think about my wellness when it come down to emotional eating, and I have to just let go of some of that stuff. If I want ice cream, I get me some. Like I got those little pops in there. They like strawberry. They don't have no sugar in it. I've been looking at the calories, the intake, the sugar, stuff like that. And now I'm really focused on what I need to do. So I'm just doing it. It's still a struggle though. It is right here. It's identifying what is driving the behavior will help decide what to do next. Like if you know you're going through some emotional times, and like getting back to what I was saying, there are places that can help you. If you don't have a family member you can talk to, a friend, they got those 24-hour numbers that you can call, because this kind of stuff can lead to a bad situation for anybody. And you don't want to be going through that kind of distress. So they said it's also crucial to be gentle with yourself when it comes to emotional eating. As a human, you're allowed to experience the full range of human emotion. That's right, we're human and we're going to feel the way, we're going to have emotions. Then that's not what I'm saying today, that you can't have no type of emotion, because we do. And we going to have emotions. Like when I lost my mom, I couldn't, how some people, like my brothers, I'm just going to say, I grieve different from my brothers. They handled it a little bit more than me. But, I don't know, just because there was a man or I was a woman, but it is still, but my brothers, they like saying now, they be saying, we miss mom, they probably didn't show it as much as I did, but it was there. They was going through it, because they was right there in the house with my mom. And now they see the big difference. And see, I'm still feeling the way I feel. But like someone told me today, it don't get easier, but it get where you're able to say, yes, I lost my mom, and you're able to still live and try to control your emotions. And see, I'm praying for continued healing. Cause it was kind of rough for me, but I try to keep my emotions in check. Like I said, I have those moments. I have those moments. I get to thinking about it, and those tears just fall down. So, as a human, you're allowed to experience the full range of human emotions. That includes stress, frustration, anger, fear. And while it may not be full to invite those emotions to the table, working through them is something you can get better at with practice. If you experience binge eating, which is defined as eating large amounts of food when you're not hungry, with a feeling of lost control and guilt, shame, or depression, or engage in purging behaviors or exercising in excess to cope with overeating, you should seek help from mental health professionals that can support you. Yep. So I was just sharing ways to I'm going to share things now. I was just reading that the introduction. Number one, grab a glass of water. These rare ways to stop you from stress eating. You know, when that, maybe for instance, you thinking about a lot of stuff going on in your mind, wondering about this, wondering about that. Maybe grab a glass of water. It may be the oldest trick in the book. If you're feeling stressed, drinking a full glass of plain water can be a really helpful start. After all, many of us don't drink enough water anyway and can confuse signs of hunger or unmanageable stress or what it is actually just thirst. Okay. Number two, you can write it down. Grabbing a notepad, not a phone or a computer, but a real piece of paper, and physically writing things down that can be a huge release for someone in stressful situation. I don't even think people write no more. I think people on their iPads or on their computers. I don't even know. It used to be where people keep diaries and stuff. I don't even know if people still have diaries. Sometimes I find myself writing little stuff down, maybe some little reminders or stuff like that. But they right here, they were saying you can write down your feelings and how you feeling that day and stuff like that. So a real piece of paper and physical writing things down can huge be a relief for someone in a stressful situation. You can write down what are you stressing. People, they'll put it in their phone or they'll type it on their computer or something like that and store it. She recommends writing bullet points of all the things causing you distress and why. Write down everything can clarify where the stress is coming from and can give you the perspective that while eating a bowl of pretzels does not. In fact, fix the faucet, but maybe YouTube and how to do it. What? In fact, fix the faucet, but maybe YouTubing how to do it does. Okay. Number three, sip on tea. And that is my drink. Y'all always see me over here sipping on some tea. Tea help relaxes me. It really does. That I was getting. I got one more box. Where is it? I got one more box I gotta open. That'll be it for this year. But I'm always sipping on herbal tea. It helped relax me so much. If I had a mug, some boiling water, a cinnamon stick, and a teaspoon of honey, then I have what I need to curb sugar craving when stressed. Okay? Cinnamon has been clinically shown to help keep insulin levels in check. I like cinnamon too. Consider adding a sprinkle to your morning coffee too, or choosing a spicy chilled tea instead of an English breakfast. If cinnamon isn't for you, another relaxing cup of tea might do the trick. Okay. So T is number 3. Number 4, take a 15-minute walk. These are ways to help with your emotions. When the urge to eat or stress, boredom, sadness, or another emotion run, exercise releases that can stimulate relaxation, and fresh air is also a natural stress reducer. Like my cardios, I do. When I first started doing them, I didn't realize I was going to be doing them that long, but it seemed like it helps me. It helped me mentally and physically. It helped me because what I be doing, I just think about what I need to be doing. It helped me with stress. So it's just like what I'm doing is part of my routine of what I do every day now. I still have those sore muscles, and sometimes I be trying to go a little faster, and I have speeded up a whole lot than what I was when I first started. But it's just like it's therapy for me. So I'm starting to feel more comfortable doing them. So any type of exercise, walking, anything like that can help with stress. It probably take your mind off the eating. I be thirsty a lot when I be doing them. So find something that you like to do, from brisk walking to stationary bike to doing planks to dancing like no one is watching. Do it every day for about at least 10 minutes or 30 minutes. It improves your mood, helps you sleep better, support your gut, and give us something to do that challenges us to get better and stronger. And see, that's what I've been doing. Number 5, the simple act of peeling clementine is mindful relaxation technique. Peeling citrus fruit is a minute moment. You have to drop whatever you're doing to engage both hands. The smell of citrus has been shown to promote calm, which might just quell your urge to binge or those free donuts at work. In other words, try peeling the orange or any type of fruit instead of grabbing a donut. Mm-hmm. For optimal relaxation, slowly peel the fruit in a spiral pattern as you breathe in deeply to inhale the scent. When you're done peeling, eat the fruit one segment at a time, taking a moment to savor each bite. If the fruit isn't nearby, simply breathing exercise can help in the moment. She suggests inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, and inhaling for 8 seconds, repeating at least 6 times. It's just like you practicing breathing. Number 6, make an avocado toast. Okay, I have made avocado. It tastes pretty good. Choosing something that won't make you stress even more is key when you find something to nibble on. It's probably not the best time to try cooking a gourmet meal from scratch or making something with hard to find ingredients. Stick to the basic and keep it simple. Make sure it's something that satisfies you. Avocado toast is a great option because it's fast but also really satisfying. Healthy fats, proteins, and fiber and avocado work together to keep satiated, leaving you less likely to binge on something else. I used to like avocado, but I started eating them. And, you know, I have ate them on toast. It'd be pretty with avocado on toast with egg. That be tasting pretty good. Yeah. So I was just going on some tips. Think long term. Number 7. Okay. Is your body hungry? Are we tired and trying to get energy boost? Or are we simply looking to feel different? Many people use food as a way to change how they feel emotionally. But even though a high sugar option can give you a high jolt of energy and good feeling, this coming from the doctor I was talking about, comes with sugar crash that can leave you low in long term. Okay? A lot of people say they turn to sweets when they be in the blues. They might go get ice cream. They might get chocolate. People have certain food like that to go to when they feeling like down and out. But if you have an intake where it might hurt you in the long run, you have to be kind of careful with all that sugar. Number 8, take a bath. Okay. Soaking in the tub help relax you. They said when you add a few tablespoons of warm bath along with Epsom salt, lavender essential oil, instant a cold fall or winter night, it's a great alternative to unwind with comfort foods. Okay. Number 9, get distracted. Keep your hand and mind busy with some sort of fun activity. A lot of people be knitting, coloring, drawing. A lot of people have different things just to distract them from binge and eating. I'll be watching movies. Sometime I'll probably do a video on my channel. I try to keep myself busy. Okay. Including taking a hot shower, cleaning the kitchen, or checking something off your to-do list that has been bugging you for a while. Okay, number 10, big strategy with snacks. I'm reading some ways to cope with stress for eating. That's what emotional eating, that's what I'm reading. If you're the type of person who tends to munch and respond to stress, make sure you have some low-calorie finger foods on hand, such as baby carrots, apple slices, celery. Those are some little things you can snack on besides sweets. They're saying you can use those in place of the sugar cookies, the donuts, and stuff like that. Okay. Number 11, treat yourself, but with a plan. Like I said, we all deserve a treat. We all deserve to treat yourself, whether you're getting you some pampering in, whether you're getting your favorite dessert or favorite dish. Ain't nothing wrong with that every now and then, or whenever you put in your plan or when you want to eat it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because you deserve it, especially when you be working hard. Sometimes, like when I went on vacation with the kids on that cruise, I invested in it, so I'm going to enjoy myself. And I did. I really did. Yep. So number 12, don't skip meals. Sometimes I don't eat right off in the mornings. Then sometimes I do. It all depends on how I feel when I'm getting up. They say good nutrition is incredibly important for stress management. Just consider the fact that people who consume adequate amounts of magnesium, which is most of us, may experience increased sugar craving. But it's hard to get all the nutrition you need if you skip meals, say doctor. If your schedule is unavoidably hectic, make a brunch or a pre-portioned healthy snack that can sub for a large sit-down meal. Think almonds, raisin, plain yogurt, fresh fruit. Individual portion of 1 ounce of cheese. But they're just saying don't try to skip. Even though you try to avoid a lot of stuff, it's still good to have a breakfast, dinner, however you eat throughout the day, but don't just skip meals. Some people, there's one thing you can't do, you can't starve. You might cut back, but you can't starve. Still got to be able to get certain types of intakes a day. So I have read the 12 ways to stop stress eating. I want to thank everybody that did come through. Like I said, if you find that my channel is helpful for you in any type of way, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow I have a doctor appointment. I'll normally go get my infusion shots every 2 weeks. So it's time for me to get my IV therapy tomorrow. I might pop up somewhere now tomorrow, but I do want to thank everybody that did come through today. Don't forget to check out the emotional word for the day. been doing pretty good. How you been doing? My word today was renewed. Yesterday was perseverance. Monday was confidence. Y'all check out my short videos. I shared word of the day. And I also been sharing my journey where I've been doing my cardios. And today I want to share some wellness about emotional eating. And this is for educational, entertainment purposes only. This is coming to the end of my live stream. Thank you, Jeremy, for coming in. Like I said, we're in a new month. It's July, guys. You had a stressful day today, a stressful day out of work. Okay, well, get you something and relax. Get you something to relax you. You know, if you can have a good night's sleep. You know, I don't know if you already had your dinner. Maybe you get you something simple to eat. And do you like to drink tea or maybe listen to some nice relaxing music, something to help keep you calm and relaxed? Where you can have I drink tea, or sometimes I might do something to help keep me calm so I can be able to rest, you know, especially if you have had a hard day. Maybe get you a nice soaking bath or take a hot shower, whatever you prefer, and kick back and relax. You don't mind listening? Oh, okay. But yeah, just I got a phone call. Hold on. Do you have a channel? No, I had a phone call that I had muted, but come back to see me, Jerry. You have a channel? Let me see if you got a channel. Jerry Matthew. Jerry who? Yeah, Jerry Matthew. Do you have a channel? Oh, you don't have a channel. But thank you for coming through. Over here, I share wellness. Um, you can't hear me now? You still can't hear me? Over here, you'll find that I share a lot about the mind, body, and soul. Whether I'm doing wellness, awareness, I share my real life wellness journey. I'm doing meal preps. I'm all about keeping myself motivated, and I like to uplift others. Um, I share reviews, unboxing. Um, I'm all about my family. I love taking time to be with my family and sharing things about them. I do family time, current events, entertainment. But my main goal over here is about our mind, body, and soul. And you know, I've been having an up and down year. I lost my mom 6 months ago. And you know, I already was having health issues, so things had started to my anxiety level and all that, blood pressure, everything just went off whack. So I had to get myself back on track. So now I'm focusing on more on my health, and I try to use my pain and everything I go through as my motivation to keep going. Yeah, it's been hard. Um, I had to. I see for myself how it is to lose a parent. I lost my mom 6 months ago, and she was my heart. And I have my struggles, but I try not to let now. I'm learning more to be able to try to control my emotion a little better than I was. I would turn to food for my outing, thinking if I eat this cake, I'm gonna feel better the next day. But those type of things are not good for us. We can't use that kind of stuff for our way out. When I had to let go of a lot of things, I let go and I let God. Like I said, I done came a long way, but there's some things that I'm still working on when it come down to my health. Uh, I hope I'll be able to see you come back again. I do my cardios every day for heart health and joint health. Yeah, it's rough, but I thank God for His grace and mercy. So on that note, thank you for coming through. It's nice meeting you. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Tomorrow I have a doctor appointment. I might pop up. I normally pop up, but like I said, I want people to put my community in prayer. We lost two young men today from gun violence. So my community, thank you. My community is hurting right now. I'm a parent, I'm a grandmother. And when we see other people's children hurt or other parents hurt, we're going to always hurt too because we have children and grandkids. And only thing we have to do is just try to talk to our children. Let them know, look, guns is no way out. Gun violence is not the answer. So on that note, I hope everybody continue to stay blessed, stay encouraged, stay safe. Remember to stay cool and stay hydrated. Oh, we're in the summer months right now. We're in the summer months right now. So stay safe. If you ain't got to be out there in that sun, don't get out there. But if you're out there in the sun, make sure you wear the right kind of clothes. If you have to put some over your head, but always stay safe. On that note, I'll see y'all on the next go round. And thanks to the ones that did come through. Shout out to my members. I had some of my members to come in. Thank y'all for continuing your membership. Thanks to the people that coming in for the first time. Don't be a stranger. Come back. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.